Welcome back. Our next report finds Ann Curry in the middle of a confrontation that is quite literally David versus Goliath in, as you might have figured out by now, one of the most remote jungles on Earth. And it turns out we all play a role in this fight, which hits uncomfortably close to home.
Under the soaring expanse of Ecuador's rainforest canopy, the richness of a Garden of Eden, teeming with plants and creatures known, rare, and still undiscovered. But as bountiful as it is above the forest floor, another kind of wealth lies beneath, endangering the wildlife and the way of life for some of the most reclusive people on the planet, some never even seen by the outside world. And because of this, a battle is brewing in this paradise that people here say has everything to do with those of us in the outside world and our way of life. How could that be? To find out, we traveled by water, land, and air deep into the Amazon rainforest, landing in a village called Bamena, to find the rarely seen people of the Waorani tribe. That's beautiful. We're met by wary tribal leaders who nevertheless greet us with a gift. The Waorani are more Stone Age than modern age. They are skilled in the ways of survival in the rainforest. And encourage their children to grow up deeply connected to nature so they can understand its creatures, great and small. And above all, honor the ways of their ancestors. It's when we hear this song that we understand why they are so ready to fight. He is singing, "We are not going to lose our culture. We are going to protect our land." The song is about the threat of oil drilling, which they fear will destroy life as they know it. Their fears are not unfounded. The government of Ecuador has just launched a new oil boom, taking bids for drilling rights on up to 8 million more acres of its rainforest, including on some Waorani tribal lands. And that's where our role in this battle comes in. America, for years, has consistently been the #1 oil importer from Ecuador to make plastic and to fuel our cars and heat our homes.
We're definitely guilty in this story. And no matter how remotely removed we are from what's going on here, the U.S. citizens are at least a portion of the problem here.
Few people know more about this rainforest and the people living in it than Boston University biology professor Kelly Swing. More than 20 years ago, he set up a research center in a remote part of the Usuni rainforest, the most biodiverse place in the world.
And we have a much greater density of jaguars than has ever been reported. We have pumas, we have ocelots.
Andy says about 80% of the wildlife in this rainforest has never even been documented by scientists. As if to prove his point, hiking through the forest, we stumble upon not just any tarantula.
Its markings really sets it apart.
It turns out to be a species unknown to science.
We need to make a specimen available so that this species can come to have a scientific name.
But the professor's discoveries have become a race against time, and now he is sounding the alarm.
I'm really starting to have this sense of dread that this place is extremely threatening.